It's like your name. Someone gave it to you. When this body was delivered into this world, it didn't carry the name George on the forehead. Somebody thought about it and said, let's call this child George or Suzanne or something. So it came later. Something was earlier than the name that could receive the impression of a name. That is more original. Huh? And once the name, which is not original to you, somehow embedded itself in your consciousness, you never forgot what that name is. You never forgot it again. And yet even now you're walking around not consciously carrying your name. And if somebody passes and goes, George, huh? You don't have to take time to remember. It's like this. So can you say that, oh, I must remember my name? No, it's with you. In the same way, our beingness is with us. The idea that you have to remember who you are is itself an idea. You are. When you say I, it means I am. It's just that we associate this feeling of I am with other things, other information that's not original to it. And all of this weighs down the I am, keeps it earthbound. So in effect, you're like a seagull in your heart, but we are like an ostrich in our existence. An ostrich is also a bird, but if it has to get away, it cannot fly. It has wings, can't fly. It just runs about, boop, 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 boop. When it all gets too much, he sticks his head in the sand. So in the satsang, you're just reminded of something, and in the very reminding, something is being swept clean. Like you're in direct oneness with what is. You're in direct. It's not after satsang you have to now apply. It's not an application. It's like immediately, as the mirror is wiped, the reflection is revealed. You don't wipe the mirror and say, come back later. Immediately, when these ideas are removed, immediately that reflection is seen. So, seven minutes, I think. Really, what is happening is more and more it becomes so easy to. Nothing stands in front of this reflection. It becomes so easy, if you want to call it a reflection. At a certain point, you're not looking for a reflection. There is an intuitive certitude and unicity in the beingness that doesn't need reflecting. It's simply humming inside itself.
How is that fears arise?
Fears arise. Fear also can come because really somehow, even to wear this body, impose a kind of taxation on the beingness somehow. Because the body is the aspect of ourself that's really vulnerable. It doesn't feel body doesn't feel vulnerable, but mind feels vulnerable. Our beingness in association with the body and mind, vulnerability can come. Because then it's felt like if I am the body, that message is inside the psyche, I am the body, and it is seen clearly that bodies are prone to disease and injury, pain and death. So then the beingness took on the association, the qualities of the body, and feel that this can happen to me. So this is how fear comes. This is how fear comes. The wrong kind of self-consciousness brings fear also. When you take some kind of narcotics or something, you forget the one who is holding the body. Actually, it's not holding the body, but it's an idea that's holding onto the body. And temporarily, this one is dismissed, it's covered. So you feel fearless, and this will happen. When you take this kind of self-consciousness out, then something feels fearlessness, feels fearless, feels confidence, like this. So this fear is coming because of a sense of vulnerability that somehow maybe fear of pain or even discomfort, fear of shame also for some people. It differs. It's not always the fear of the loss of the body. There are some people for whom the body is less important. Even walking along here, you might find some person who might be sitting on the ground, and you see that maybe they have a very, very bad sore on the foot, and they may be asking, please help me, you know, this. They probably have got enough money to fix it, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to fix it because the money is more important than the leg could fall off. Doesn't matter. And for a Western mind, this is very striking because we somehow have such a high importance to the body. You see people who really, they've bypassed the body. They've used the body as a means to get money for the mind. This is how strong it can be. For us, in our way of looking, this is really a strange concept, you know. Body first. For some people, emotional pain is, they don't mind physical pain, but emotional pain, the pain of rejection or the sense of betrayal, that's more great than any body pain. They will swap it and die 5 or 10 times to replace this pain inside the heart, you see. So each one we have some fear. They say even the gods, they have fear. Even some of the heavenly beings, they have some fear, you see, because of the love of existence.
Mooji, is humanity evolving to something better than it is? I mean, the manifestation of consciousness, is it evolving or is it always the same?
In places, in pockets, at certain times, you know, a wave comes and enthusiasm grows that perhaps this wave will spread. I don't know if it does. It seems that we evolve in other aspects of ourselves, evolve much faster than our own spiritual certainties, you know, because so strong are the attributes of the mind and so strong is the hold of identity that it takes a rare being somehow that pushes through all of this. There's so much distractions apparently on the way. In fact, nothing exists as a distraction. It's just that we get distracted. There's nothing, something is a distraction. Nothing is a distraction, but you get distracted. And how you get distracted? Because you have a desire for something to be a certain way. Or you want something, you imagine it's going to bring something that you don't presently have. So all of this is a way in which our mind entices us to spend a little bit more time in the world, a little bit more time with the temporary. This. Nothing is wrong with anything at all. All of this is the divine expression. And it is here for our enjoyment also, for your growth and learning. While we have the taste of individuality, we will continue to grow with a sense that we're evolving towards a greater sense of space, a greater feeling of unicity, a greater sense of compassion, greater understanding, greater joy. All of this is the bait for the human spirit, that we're getting closer and closer. But some wake up in a flash and see that all of that, including even this most auspicious pull towards the evolution, towards spiritual consciousness, that all of that is dream. Some see it like this. And in that moment of seeing, they realize the fullness of the beingness which is already here. And that being, that perfection is in all manifestation. All beings are that. But all are, just like I said, every creature that lives in the ocean is wet. In the same way, all the beings that enter into the forest of existence are touched by Maya somehow. None can escape it. Yet we are not this. Somehow it's... when I say you cannot escape it, I mean that we all take a bit. It's like walking through a lavender field. You're not going to come out smelling of roses. You smell of lavender. In the same way, coming here, we have a little taste of this separation, anxiety. All beings are, if you identify with the body, you're carrying a certain agitation, a certain noise, a certain tension in your existence. And this is what is the aggression in us, in fact, a kind of frustration. Because sometimes the mind gives you a little taste of a kind of pleasure that you like to keep. But it's passing, you cannot keep it. And why you want to keep it? Because you know that there is a pleasure that doesn't leave, but you don't know where it is. You think you're going to find it in something external. Even though somewhere inside us we know it's not true, still we cannot give up this thing, that maybe it's going to be in a relationship, it's going to be in another job, or in having your book published, or in sort of like making new friends, or in whatever it is, getting a divorce, whatever. That's going to be the hit for you. Because something inside knows that we belong to be happy. Something inside knows that we are eternal. We do know. Something inside knows we are eternal. Because effectively we are more space than anything else. There's an intuitive taste within us that we are eternal. But that just gets covered up with always playing with what is not eternal. What is changeful, you see. So I don't know how the equation works, how the oscillation works, but gradually something must have brought some voice, some resonance, some frequency must have taken you a bit more to the river's edge, that you must be inquiring or attracted to these things. Otherwise you have no chance. For the moment we're in the river of life, and that's okay too. If you're in the river of life, you're in perfectly the right place for where consciousness has placed itself in that moment. You're here now because the consciousness is yawning, it's having a stretch, it's getting out of the bed of existence.